Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel where I discuss all things screenwriting and helping writers enter into the industry. A little bit about me: if you're new here, I am a screencraft writer development exec where I help writers and introduce them into the industry and launch their careers. So, in this video, I want to go over the major differences between a literary agent and a literary manager. I feel like a lot of times my writers don't really know the difference, and there's a vast difference between both of those, and I want to go over that today. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start first by defining what a literary manager is. There is different explanations and different ways people describe themselves as a literary manager, but all in all, your manager is there to introduce you to the industry. So by that, they set you up on generals with production companies, producers, showrunners if you want to be a TV writer, directors if you want to mostly do OWAs and writing assignments, or if you want to end up selling your own. They definitely set you up with a lot of meetings. So if you want a really good manager, see what their roster looks like and see how many writers are actually getting active work, and then that will probably tell you if that manager is good at introducing you to the industry. So from that, after they introduce you to the industry, they usually try to get really detailed and deep into your strategy and your goals. So you definitely want to sit down with them and figure out the game plan. What's next? What do you want to do? Then they could help by, communicating with their contacts, who they are connected with, to see if they can get you into any of those rooms that you're looking to get into. But all in all, in my opinion, a manager is great for developing you as a writer and developing you as a professional writer from just a novice writer. So when you get a manager, they're definitely going to sit down with you and dissect your portfolio. So have your portfolio ready. Make sure that you know your goals, and they're gonna see, okay, within your portfolio, you have these two samples that are amazing and they're probably ready to sell. That manager is there to tell you what you're supposed to do, like your goals, and get you in line. So from having a manager, you should be able to basically pitch yourself. You would know yourself as a writer. You would know how to present yourself, how to pitch yourself to the industry. And when you're in those rooms, you'll be able to talk freely with people because your manager sat down with you and really dissected your portfolio and you as a writer. Another aspect of it is a manager is really good if you're a new writer. So if you're just emerging in this industry and you don't really know about the entertainment industry or what type of writer you are at all, I would highly recommend that you get a manager. For writers that have been in the industry for years, you've done well in competitions, you've done fellowships, you've gotten jobs, you've been in rooms, in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend a manager because you've already kind of went past a certain point, or you're already entered into the industry and you're actively working. So I would say an agent might be best for your career. And I will get into that in a few minutes. I think really a manager is so great for emerging writers and writers that maybe you've had one or two rooms, or maybe you've been a support staff writer and you've done only writer assistant gigs or script assistant or script coordinator. So that is good for a manager because they have more to work with. They can develop you more, they can introduce you to more people and possibly help you rise in the ranks. But a manager is also good for selling your content. So let's say somebody wants to option your script. A manager is great for that, for helping you option that. But more on that with agents, because I have my opinion on an agent helping you with that as well. But yeah, all in all, manager is great, but they're great for you entering into the industry, being introduced to the industry, as well as developing your portfolio and your writing brand to be the strongest that it can be. So definitely look out for a manager if you don't know yourself as a writer and you don't know really how to enter into the industry. Okay, so now on to what is a literary agent. So an agent is a person that is licensed by the state, and they are allowed to put you up for jobs. They're allowed to negotiate your contracts, get you more in your contracts. They're allowed to do a little more because they are licensed by the state.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so an agent would be able to put you up for rooms. So for example, I know this writer of a really popular Netflix show. Actually, it was a Netflix movie that was going up for negotiations, right? So the person that attached to his movie, he was a really well-known producer. And so the producer was like, to the literary writer, to the writer of the movie, he was like, are you repped? Like, who's negotiating your contract for you? And he offered up his agent to be the writer's agent, and he told me that he was able to get 4 times what they originally was trying to get him. And then he was able to negotiate his character credit. So whenever they use their characters, because they're trying to negotiate a sequel, whenever they use the characters that he developed in his script, he will get paid for that, basically royalty. But he wouldn't have gotten that if he did not have an agent negotiating that for him. And also, you can also have an entertainment lawyer do that for you as well. Those two are kind of like similar in my opinion, but you definitely want an agent if you want to negotiate a higher pay for whatever you're selling. Also, now this is my opinion, but I actually heard this from agents that I work with at Screencraft. A few of them have told me this. If you want to work as a TV writer in a room, you definitely want to have a television agent on your team, because they have access to something called the grids. So it's called the grids, but that's how they know what show is being optioned, what show has been greenlit, what show is going into production, who needs to fill up these rooms. They have access to the execs that fill up their rooms for platforms such as like Hulu or HBO. They have access to these execs, and the execs go to them and say, hey, we need to fill this room up. The agents are the first people they go to. Then management kind of gets it afterwards, unless that manager is really plugged in. If they are really plugged in, then great. But usually it's an agent that has access to all of this. So just, if you are a TV writer, it's probably better that you have an agent. You can have both people on your team, but just know that you're going to be paying 10% for each of those people. And it could go upwards more than 20%. So each person you do have on your team, you gotta pay them. So just keep that in mind. But all in all, an agent is someone that's licensed by the state and that can be able to get you a job and get you more jobs. So if your whole goal as a writer, which most of our goals are that, is to get paid and write, you might want to consider getting an agent. But keep in mind that getting an agent is a lot harder than a manager, which is probably why people, when they first start out, they have a manager first and then they go to an agent. But some managers they're so amazing that you don't even need an agent. Some are really great. But starting out, it is tough to get an agent because they're a little elevated in who they pick, as well as they want writers that, are bringing in the money. When you think of an agent, think of money. If you're bringing in money already, search for an agent. If you're still kind of new, you don't really know what direction you're going in, a manager might be better for your team. So it just depends on what type of writer you are and where you are in your career. Okay, so this is the age-old question. What type of rep should I choose? A lot of people, kind of like when I said in the beginning of this video, if you're just starting out, which a lot of you are, I know when you're just starting out, you want all the knowledge that you can get. When you're just starting out, in my opinion, choose a manager. But when you're choosing a manager, you're gonna have to do a deep dive into that company, into that manager. You need to look up who they've worked with in the past. What are they currently doing? Did their career jump off after working with them? What did their company accomplish? Like, did any of their shows or their films go to the Oscars or win any awards? Did they get greenlit easily? Like, you need to research these companies. And yes, so when you are an emerging writer and you're just starting out, you definitely want to look into that company that has managed other writers. So let's say they managed a writer that has similar projects as you, they write in the same theme and tone as you. Look into that writer's trajectory. After they sign with that manager, did their trajectory go somewhere? And if you're bold enough, I would reach out to that writer and maybe get a coffee with them and ask them how their experience was or is with that manager. You want to do as much research and get as many opinions as you can on that manager before you sign. Just a little plug, Screencraft definitely loves to be a sounding board when you sign to people. We love to champion you guys and to see, you know, about that company. We'll give you as much information as we can find. So if you want to get information on a management company or use us as a sounding board, definitely reach out to Screencraft. We're always here. But yeah, research these companies, get as much information as you want. If you want an agent, research the TV lit department and figure out how many shows have those writers worked on. Are they continuously working? Research the agents. What type of content do they like? What type of projects have they recently worked on? Then you'll find out if that agency might be the best for you. Just do as much research as you can. Okay guys, so that's the major difference between a manager and an agent. I hope this video helped you, and if it did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my video and to my YouTube. I will be back with more tips to enter into the industry and just teach you guys about the industry a little more. So please come back. I will be back to explain more about the industry and to be a professional writer. See you guys soon. Bye.
I think
I didn't put nothing on my eyes.
the way she's gonna be running around crazy, they're gonna find it so entertaining.
It is what it is.
Oh, look at her, she's so cute in the background.
So I'll put it there. So like when I need to look, I will.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay. Okay, I want to take a pause because I feel like I'm just rambling.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Take a pause. Thank God, because I had needed to move. My feet was going to sleep.
Oh. That's definitely going in the blooper.
Oh. I'm just playing.
I cannot with you. Okay, when I put my legs out, can you see that? When I put my legs, and that's pretty much what. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hello. Hey. Girl, I'm still filming. Well, actually, I just started because I really didn't film when I told you I was. I literally just started. But what you doing?
I'm a writer, but
a lot of people are telling me that they're learning from my videos.
yeah, I'm learning something.
I'm just waiting for when my videos blow up.
Yeah, well,
so millions of people, and I can get sponsors.
Right. And you never know, you might even get like to the point to where top agencies are hiring you to like develop like people that they like newly sign on, and you're like a high ranking, the top like develop or at like these different places. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like this is great. This is so many different business ventures you don't even know could like start.
That's why I'm gonna just keep going.
I gotta keep going, keep going.
Keep going until something happens. Don't bite that, please. Thank you. And see what type of product have they been able to I'm getting to the point where I can't talk now.
It's okay, slow down.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Let me calm down.